Teamwork. It's a word we hear all the time, right? But let's be honest, how often do we see it done really well? We all know it's important, but the secret isn't just talking about teamwork. It's about building teams that actually, work. So let's dive into how you can make that happen. Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We've all been there. Those endless meetings that go absolutely nowhere, the constant misunderstandings, that feeling of just frustration. You're supposed to be collaborating, but it feels like you're running in mud. These bad team experiences, they're not just annoying, they completely crush productivity and morale. But what if there was a better way? All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why the stakes are so high for teamwork today. Then we'll get into a really cool mindset shift, the difference between teamwork and teaming. We'll break down the 4 pillars you need for success, give you a practical toolkit you can use immediately, and then wrap up with what might be the most important piece of the whole puzzle, building a truly collaborative culture. Okay, so let's get right into it. Why does this matter so much right now? Well, because in the world we live in, great teamwork has gone from a nice to have to an absolutely essential survival skill for any company, any group, any project. Just think about your own work for a second. How much of what you do happens completely in a vacuum? Probably not much, right? Projects are more complex than ever. Deadlines are always getting tighter, and real innovation, well, that almost never happens alone. Being a solo superstar just isn't the goal anymore. Your real power, your real path to success, is in how well you can connect, partner, and collaborate with others. And when you get it right, the benefits are just huge. A great team isn't just a group of people, it's a force multiplier. Suddenly, you've got more ideas, more energy, a whole buffet of different skills. You can actually play to everyone's strengths and cover for each other's weaknesses. And maybe, just as important, you share the journey. The wins feel better and the losses don't sting as much because you're in it together. It's kind of the perfect acronym for a reason. When people are really leveraging each other's knowledge and abilities, you get this synergy. The combined effect is just so much greater than what any one person could do on their own. And that is the magic that we're really aiming for. So we know teamwork is powerful, but what if the very idea of a static team is a little outdated? This next part is all about a really crucial shift in thinking, moving from the noun, teamwork, to the action, the verb, teaming. In this slide really nails the difference. Over on the left, you've got the old school, traditional team. A fixed department, same people, same structure. But on the right, well, that's the reality for most of us now. It's dynamic, it's fluid, groups come together to solve a specific problem and then they disband. That's teaming. It's way less about who is on the team and much more about the action of collaborating right here, right now. So to put it simply, teaming is just teamwork on the fly. It's that skill of being able to jump into a new project, work effectively with people you might have just met, and start making progress fast. In today's world, you might be on a project team in the morning and a special task force in the afternoon. Teaming is the skill that lets you thrive in that kind of fast-paced, ever-changing environment. Okay, so how do you actually get good at this whole teaming thing? It's not magic, I promise. It's really built on 4 fundamental behaviors. 4 pillars, really, that anyone can learn and practice. These are basically the keys to the kingdom. Number 1, speaking up. This is all about creating a space where people feel safe to ask dumb questions, admit they made a mistake, or throw a crazy idea out there. Second, collaboration. This is the basic mindset of we're in this together, with mutual respect and shared goals. Third is experimentation. Instead of needing a perfect 100-page plan, you try things, you learn, you adjust. It's an iterative approach. And finally, number 4, reflection. You have to actually stop and talk about what's working and what's not. It's that simple and that powerful. All right, so that's the theory. But how do you actually put this into practice, like tomorrow morning? Let's get into some real, practical tools you can use to make your team more effective right away. We're going to start with an absolute classic problem, when people aren't 100% sure what they're supposed to be doing or what their teammates are doing or even what the main goal is. You get chaos, you get confusion, people doing the same work twice, and just a ton of frustration. It is a massive drain on a team's energy. So, what's the solution? You have to intentionally, actively drive for clarity. Make sure everyone knows exactly what their role is. Don't just rely on email, use chat. Use face-to-face meetings. Make sure the message actually lands. Regular check-ins are absolutely crucial for staying aligned. And one of the most powerful tools you can use for this is something called a team charter. So, what on earth is a team charter? Think of it like a constitution for your team. It's a single document that the whole team builds together, right at the beginning. It lays out, why do we exist? What's our purpose? What resources do we have? What are we actually trying to deliver? And when are we done? Creating this one document can wipe out so much confusion and get everyone pulling in the exact same direction from day one. It's a game changer. Now, beyond all the structure and documents, great teamwork is about people. And the absolute best part of working in a group is when you can set things up so that every single person is contributing what they do best. It's not just more efficient that way, it's way more fun and engaging for everybody. This image here really captures a simple but super powerful idea. Everyone has different strengths, right? One person might be the big picture visionary, another is the super detail-oriented planner, and someone else is the natural-born organizer who keeps everyone on track. Great teamwork isn't about trying to make everyone the same. It's about figuring out everyone's unique superpowers and then letting them use them for the good of the team. Okay, we've talked about mindset, we've talked about behaviors, and we've talked about tools. But honestly, none of that will matter if the environment, the culture, isn't right. And that brings us to the most fundamental element of all, building a culture where teamwork can actually thrive. And the foundation of that culture is something called psychological safety. Psychological safety is the absolute bedrock of great teamwork. It's that shared feeling deep down that you can speak up with a new idea, ask a question, or even admit you made a mistake without the fear of being shut down, punished, or humiliated. It's the feeling that it's okay to be human and take a risk. Without this, those 4 pillars we talked about, especially speaking up, they just crumble. And here's the thing, you don't build this kind of culture by accident. It takes real, intentional work. It means things like coaching people to actually listen to each other, investing time in activities that build real relationships, and learning how to give feedback that helps people grow instead of tearing them down. At the end of the day, it's about creating a place where every single person feels respected, valued, and safe enough to bring their whole self to work. So if there's one big thing to take away from all this, it's that incredible teamwork isn't some kind of magic. It's not about just getting lucky and finding a room full of superstars. It's a skill. And it's a skill that's built through conscious, deliberate practice of these behaviors, using these tools, and most of all, by committing to create a culture of real safety and respect. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. Just think about everything we've covered, the shift to teaming, those 4 pillars, the tools for clarity, and the absolute need for psychological safety. What is the one small, practical thing you can do tomorrow to make your team work just a little bit better?